Hey, welcome to this week's Monday Motivation. My name is Tony Ruiz, and I'm the founder and host of the Productive Agent podcast and Facebook group. The purpose of our Monday Motivations is to give you a quick message to make you think and be inspired to start your week. This week's Monday Motivation is entitled, Nobody is Perfect, Keep Going Anyways. So I was inspired to share this thought with you because of some experiences I had last week and talking with a couple different agents and some things and bumps in the road that I had in my own business. Last week, I was talking with an agent who was frustrated with some online leads that he had been receiving and kind of compared to some of the Zillow leads that he's had in the past. And he was just like, oh, they're all crap and they're all the same. And I said, hey, yeah, there's a lot of bad ones out there, but not all of them are bad, right? Just continue to work on the next one that's, coming through. So don't get down on just one and just blanket all of them as being bad, but you're going to have to kind of work through a decent amount that are not very good. I was talking to another agent that was frustrated with their attendance at the open house that they had, and just kind of telling them the importance of like learning from picking a great location, which we've talked about before, and making sure that you have great signage to hopefully drive in traffic, and that open houses is how I built my business, and I think they're important. I also had a lead that I got from an open house that I recently connected with. Thought we had a great conversation, built good rapport, I had good follow-up, set them up on searches with exactly what they were asking for. They wanted to be in a specific elementary school zone. I sent them that and some other options. And then all of a sudden this weekend, I get a message from her saying, hey, Tony, thanks for everything you did, but we signed on a new build with another agent on the other side of town. And I was, frustrated by that. All of these situations that we all experience, they definitely sting. They're frustrating. They hurt. It's discouraging. All those things are completely natural, but we have to understand that we got to keep going, right? And it kind of reminded me of one of my favorite movies of all time, all of the Rockies, and one of the most recent Rocky movie is Rocky Balboa. So I'm going to play for you a quick clip that kind of talks a little bit about that.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
So in recap of that quick little message from Rocky, we do get hit all the time. No matter what profession you're in, I've talked to different people in different professions, they maybe don't get the job that they interviewed for. They don't get the position and the promotion that they're hoping for. But that you need to make sure that you bounce back from that and you keep going anyways. Something I also think about as we're entering baseball season, and the Baseball World Classic is going on right now. And, baseball players get paid millions of dollars and are all-star players if they get a hit 3 out of 10 times. So batting 300 is actually really, really good for a Major League Baseball player. And that means that they're going up to bat 10 times and they're striking out 7 times, or not getting on base 7 times, getting out. Only 3 times, 30% they're getting on. And that's considered really good for the profession, because it is one of the most difficult things to do is hit a baseball. Also, another thing that pops in my mind is Michael Jordan missed more game-winning shots than he made. Obviously, he made some huge game winners that, have stood the test of time, and, he's remembered for all those, but he missed a lot more than he actually made. It was funny that, all of this coincides with a friend of mine, a colleague, another agent here in San Antonio. He had this post recently, this past week, Alan Lozano, and it was just a simple black and white graph. And at the top, it said beginner, and it was X, 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 check mark, X, check mark. So pretty much struck out 5 times and got it right 2 times, 2 out of 7. And then below that, it said master. And on the first line, it was the exact same stat, 2 out of 7. Then the next week was 3 out of 7. And then the third week was 5 out of 7. And it says the master has failed more than the beginner has tried. And this is so true. You know, number one, you're going to get better at it. You're going to get better with follow-up. You're going to get more reps in. There was also a quote attached to that by Arnold Schwarzenegger. It says, there are no shortcuts. Everything is reps, reps, reps. So in recapping, you know, are we putting in the reps on a daily basis and weekly basis? Even battling through some of those frustrations, you know, and don't allow those to stop us from doing what we need to do on a daily and weekly basis. Learn from your successes. Those are also, that's awesome. But more importantly, learn from your failures. That's where true lessons and character are built. Every failure that I've experienced in business, it stings every single time. All right. But I'm learning to bounce back faster. I also think about what could I have done better in that situation to get them across the finish line, right? To help them in the process of buying or selling. And sometimes I realize I did everything I could do and it just wasn't meant to be. So just remind yourself of that. Keep doing the right activities and helping people, and the business will be there. Guys, that's our Monday motivation. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the show, if you got value out of it, if it made you think, share the show. That really helps us grow. Share the show. Just shoot it over to somebody and say, hey, take a listen to this. I liked it. I thought about you when I heard it. Leave us a review. Give us a rating. That would also help us grow and impact others just like you. I invite you to join our private Facebook group called The Productive Agents. You could also follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. On YouTube, you can watch all of the show's video, and all of the links are in the show notes. I thank you for joining us today. Now let's get out there and go produce.